What's up?
Welcome to the show, the FlyZone Drone Show. We're going to have a good show for everybody tonight. We're glad to see you all here. And we have a very, very cool, special guest, good friend, Dan from Drone Worship. Great guy. For those of you who don't know him, he's a real dude in my book. I like Dan. And Johnny, how are you today? How was your day today? Did you guys do anything?
It was great, man. Worked a little bit. Went to a doubleheader baseball game, which in fact we lost both games. But anyway, not a great way to start the tournament. We'd be entering Wednesday, but got to fly the Fimi Mini a few minutes ago.
Oh wow!
Got it yesterday. It was raining yesterday, so I did a quick flight. So yeah, so it was a good week. I actually passed my Part 107 this week, so that was exciting news.
That's right. Congratulations to Johnny and his Part 107.
Yeah, so it was a good week. Got a little surprise present in the mail today from one of my fellow drone buddies, and I want to thank him, and he knows who he is, and I can't show it right now because I don't want everybody to get jealous, but yeah, it's a great community. It's been a great week, and so yeah, Matt.
Matt, how was your day, buddy?
Doing all right, man. Haven't flown much. The wind has been terrible in Florida. Absolutely terrible.
Over here too. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I could do some low flying. Maybe 100 foot, but anything above that, I'm done.
Right.
So it's been kind of boring.
It's been bad here too. Yeah.
Yep. So since today, since on the stream today, we're going to be talking about FPV, and for those of you who are interested in getting to FPV. We brought Dan because Dan is the man of FPV, and he knows his stuff. And like me and Sergio, we started FPV, and we love it, and it's a great rush. We're learning a lot about it. So if any of you that are interested in FPV and you guys want to ask some questions, Dan will be happy to answer the questions for you, and he knows his stuff, man. I'm telling you. I've seen his videos. I've seen him the way he flies. It's amazing. And Sergio has some news. Sergio would like to show something to everybody that's watching. We got something really nice that has arrived actually yesterday. And show him, Sergio. Take it away, buddy. That is the HGLRC Sector 5 V3.
Good looking quad.
That thing is an awesome quad. And I spoke to Dan, and Dan said that quad is a good quad and super fast, I believe. So really? we gotta practice before we take that sucker out.
Yeah, listen, guys, I'm gonna do a little like a show display. Watch.
It's pretty cool. Cool looking.
It does look good.
It is cool, John. It is cool.
I mount my section. There's a camera here. I got
GoPro section.
This controller.
We got the jumper, the jumper controller.
A controller, which I like.
And then this arrived. Then we got this that arrived today. And then we got these that arrived today.
Oh, yeah.
Goggles. That chart?
The HD3 cores. The cores. So, Fat Shark. So, we'll see how well it is, but I'm still going to practice. I'm still going to practice on those box goggles, because I want my eyes to just get used to the movement, and then I'm going to jump into those suckers. But yeah. So it's great. So guys, guess what? Dan the Man has arrived. Mr. King of FPV is here. So let's bring him into the stream. Let's bring him in. Dan, what's up?
Dan.
What's up, guys?
Dan,
nice hair.
Well, thank you. You like that? I've been working on it. Oh, I don't know about all this, man. That's far. That's a far reach.
Look at that, guys. Back to the Future. His hair. Look, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown.
I still have people that I ask questions to, so I'm by no means a guru. There are still people I respect, Matt, in this FPV thing that I still have my questions and answer to. So Yeah, but
we know, Dan. We know.
I know enough. I know enough to have
Yes,
fun
you
and be
do.
dangerous. That's the problem.
Yes, we do. So we got a good crowd in, Johnny. Take it away.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna kind of start backwards because I'm looking at the bottom here. Dustin Gable, Bob Casey's in, Angela, Lost Girl Heights, Phantom Flight 101, Greg Pittman, John Walker, JC. I said JC. Who else? Marcus was in the house. Marcus, Idaho Quadcopter. Leonard Oglesby. Of course, Matt's in here. Matt's on the show. Bill Renee. Yeah, you got a great crowd here. Who else is in here? Dee Dee is in. So don't say anything to Sergio. You get Sergio in trouble there. JC flying. JC was one of the first ones in, of course. And
welcome, guys. Welcome in, everyone.
Yeah, you got a great crowd.
I love that. I love it. Every time people say "great crowd," reminds me of what's his name, the Grinch, when he says "great crowd."
Well, hey, you know what? I think people are settling in. It's starting to get back a little bit to normal. So maybe people are, getting home, eating, and relaxing, and want to watch a drone show. Hey, so it's going to be fun.
There you go. And it's Happy Friday. So what a better way to relax on a Friday and watch a show and knowing that you don't have work tomorrow.
Yeah, Michael McReynolds just popped in. So, hey, yeah.
Michael McReynolds, welcome to the show, my friend.
Michael's a really good dude. He actually won the Fimi 3 for me. He's a solid guy, man.
Oh, he did.
Lon Denard's in. I see Lon, yeah.
Lon Denard. What's up? So
Bill Thomas just popped in. So yeah, everybody's joining in.
What's up, Bill? So guys, let's get into it. Let's talk about FPV now. So as you know, me and Sergio started FPV, and like I said, it's a cool experience. It is a rush. It's awesome. But I want to talk about Dan since Dan is here. So I just want to ask Dan. Dan, how did you start FPV? What got you started? What made you get that itch of getting to FPV that made you just want to start a YouTube channel and just go with it?
Oh boy, here comes the controversy. Okay, so I started obviously in GPS, and I felt like I was a pilot in GPS, and I thought that opened up a whole new world of possibilities for anybody thinking about getting into droning, being able to fly really high in the air, super far away from yourself, check out landscape you've never seen before. All of this was intriguing to me, even as a kid. So obviously when drones hit the market, I felt like I needed to be part of that world. However, as time went on, I never truly felt like I was the pilot. I kind of more or less felt like I was the operator of a machine than a pilot. And this is where the controversy started for Dan, and his head was like, well, is there a way that we can do this where I have full control over the quad? And about 5 years ago, I met Brian, Drone on YouTube channel, and we started talking, and next thing I know, he pulled out a mini quad, or a micro race quad. Back then, they weren't making brushless versions of this. They were making brushed versions. And so now everything that I fly is brushless, obviously. It's just a way better system. The motors don't burn out every 23rd flight. So it made more sense. But when we first got started, these little quads were garbage. They sucked, and I just hated the experience that I had. Right. And then as time went on, we just kept fussing with things, and then they introduced brushless versions of this stuff, and that's when I really started going, okay, there's potential here. And that kind of brought me into this world of piloting, of actually feeling like I'm more the pilot than the operator of a machine. And that's kind of where that kicked off. Was so thanks to Drone On, I guess, Brian, I got into FPV.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. Really nice, Dan. That's a good story, man. But so, I mean, like us, we were one time we were watching YouTube. I was interested in getting to drones, and we started seeing the drones and GPS drones, and then we wanted to get into the GPS drones. And by the way, I love my GPS drones. That nothing will ever pull me away from my babies. But FPV is cool. Listen, I love drones, and any type of drone that is good, I'm gonna fly them. So
now, Mike, you could have best of both worlds, man.
Of course,
you could go GPS and race drone.
Oh, look at that!
all in one package. You could just go GPS and race drone.
There
This
you
has a
go.
full-
Look at that.
Yeah.
See?
I mean, options are available. You don't need to make the entire switch. You can have best of both worlds. 3DR
So Dan,
solo.
let's talk about that, Dan. Let's talk about that
Okay.
solo that you're working on, man. Look at that.
Sure.
He turned the GPS drone into a half GPS, half FPV, man. Look at that, dude.
It's sick too.
I've
Flip,
never
barrel
seen
rolls,
something like
all
that
of it.
before.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
angry.
So
So
what
this
exactly did you do to it?
well, it honestly in 2015 when they released this, it came with the ability to already fly acro. It was the first versions of acro. It's the only bird in the GPS platform to ever have full GPS capability and full manual controls, all in one package. So this still, in my opinion, beats the FPV drone that DJI produced because this does fly full acro, and at the end of the day, it can be used as a fully functional GPS platform. So you get best of both worlds with this. Not only that, this has up to 30 different flight features. There's not one DJI product on the market that has as many flight features as this does, and it continues to get better with time. So all I did was install a 5.8 camera and a 600 milliwatt system on the side of it, powered it off the drone's power, and now whenever I'm feeling it, I can make this full acro with my GoPro Hero 7, 8, or 9 on the bottom.
Wow.
Take full, regular footage like any FPV drone, or I can slap my gimbal on there, slap my other camera on there, and send it out as a GPS quad, miles of range.
Wow, that's interesting.
You can pick one up for $250.
I'm wondering if someone has ever thought about that, like a company wise, of creating a GPS drone and FPV at the same time. I know that DJI kind of has something like that FPV mode, but it's not where you could do acro and stuff like you created with that thing, right?
Right, and that's what set this apart. That's what makes this bird so unique, is it's the only one in its class that can do that type of stuff.
Wow, that is cool. That's cool that you came up with that idea. That is really cool that you came up with
I didn't come
idea.
up with it. I'm sure there's other people that have tried to put an FPV system.
I haven't seen anything like that.
But it's interesting.
It is. That's cool. That's cool.
That's awesome.
So what we're trying to do now, Sergio and I, is we're just getting to learn a little bit more about FPV, what it takes to build, I mean, it's not like you're getting it when you do get a GPS drone, you just turn it on and you're good to go and all that, with the app and stuff. But we're learning everything about there is to learn about FPV with the electronics there inside, the boards, what you need, what receiver you need to go with that, and it's just it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to build, and it's a learning curve. So what are those?
These are disaster builds. These are builds that I thought were going to rip Tater Chip and did not, and they ended in complete disaster. You will go through a few of these different phases when you get started. It's fun to build, but man, sometimes things go quite awry very quickly. These are disaster builds. These ones did not fare very well. They kind of functioned and kind of didn't, and I think everybody goes through that. So that's a phase you'll have to go through in your own time. It'll happen. You'll arm your quad, you get excited, you just built it, and all of a sudden it flies to the moon and you had no control over it and can't figure out why.
Wow, really, dude? So those that you did right now, those that you built right now, those you bought all that, you put it all together, and now it's just garbage?
Yes. Well, I mean, the parts are probably usable, but unfortunately those are all 4S drones. I'm flying 5S and above at this point, so I can't use any of those parts. I mean, they're useless. The motors will burn out.
We have to be careful, Sergio. Also, it's money down the drain, bro. We have to really learn this crap.
I know.
We really have to. So
it's a great learning curve, though. You got to make a few mistakes. Hey, failure is a great teacher. I keep telling everybody that. Failure is a great teacher.
And a lot of people, there's a lot of people that don't want to they think it's cool, but they don't want to get involved with FPV because of that learning curve. It takes so much to do, to build, to learn. And a lot of people don't have that time to do that. Like a lot of these GPS flyers, they don't want to do that. They don't have the time to do it, or they're scared. They don't want to screw things up. And we totally understand that. I think about that all the time. Like, what if I screw up? And I had doubts of going to FPV because of that. But
yeah.
And the time you need to do that. And I told my brother, it's going to take a lot of time. Your work, and I don't think you're going to be able to handle that. So we decided to do it, and so far so good. We're learning. It's making sense. It's all coming together.
as long as you practice playing on the stimulator all the
Yes.
time until you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it, you know you're ready. You're ready.
Right. Michael Blades in the house.
Heck yeah, MB is awesome. I have a question for you two. Oh damn! I just forgot the question. That did not go so well. Let's see
okay,
here.
Dan.
What was I going to ask? Yeah, I know, right? It's getting forgetful, man. It's all that ammonia in my bloodstream right now from having half my taken out spleen. Damn, what was I going to ask? So you guys have been putting in sim time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how long have you guys been flying sim?
Now, I've been Sergio's been flying sim more longer than I have. I usually go out and fly out in my backyard and learn outside with the tiny whoop.
Okay.
I mean, with that Beta FPV and the Tiny Hawk. I'm learning
Okay.
off that. I go out in the back and fly most of the time, and maybe 2 times, or actually no, I would say maybe 4 to 6 hours a week. I would be
that's
on the
not
sim,
bad.
throughout my day when I'm not doing anything. Yeah, but most of the time I go outside.
Stick time is everything. It'll make you a smoother pilot. Stay just going out and flying
I fly
a day.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question. Have you gotten into beta flight at all, or what are you guys using? Emu flight, flight
Beta
one.
flight.
What are you guys using? Beta flight.
Beta flight.
Have you considered switching to Emu as a beginner? It's much easier to use. Expect even flight one, same thing. It's much easier. Beta flight is more for people that want to race and tune freestyle quads. If you're just looking to fly, get into it, and have fun, I would suggest doing Emu flight instead of beta flight. It's
really?
way
Okay.
smoother of a transition. It's a lot easier to understand. You don't have to do all the extra tuning to the quad. Most of the presets are very good for even beginners as well as intermediate pilots.
Now,
So
Dan,
Sure.
what's the? Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
You're good.
So, what's the difference between beta flight and BH heli or BLH BL whatever it's called?
BL heli?
Yeah, BL heli.
BL heli is how do I explain this here? Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can pull up a thing for you. I wanna have something to go along with this.
And then I heard something about KISS. What's KISS?
KISS is actually really good too. So BL Heli is an ESC firmware, essentially, is what it is. It's whereas Beta Flight, you're tuning the flight controller more than the ESC. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So with KISS is one of those systems. It's also extremely easy, like Emu Flight, to just put on there and start flying immediately. It doesn't have much setup involved in it. So KISS is actually a very smooth flight. Anybody that I've ever seen flying KISS always talks amazing about it. So I have yet to do anything with KISS. I've done Emu Flight and I've done Beta Flight. And I've also done Clean Flight. I've never done anything with Flight 1, but I have messed with the other 3. So at some point I'll probably get a KISS board and we'll go ahead and, do the whole KISS thing and see if I think it is what it is like everybody else says. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it makes total sense. Yep. Totally makes sense. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna check that out. We have Novus Quads Lawrence in the house. Welcome, buddy.
Mr. Lawrence.
Mr.
Chris,
Lawrence.
Mikey just popped in Philly.
No.
What's up, Mikey?
Mr. Michael, it's good to see you, sir.
Michael Blades.
Mikey! What's up, buddy?
Tomas.
Wow,
Smarter
Eric.
it is.
So yeah, I'm gonna get into that. I'm going to look more into that, and I appreciate that, Dan. I really do. And
Yes, sir.
let's see. Matt,
Yo,
Johnny, are you guys?
Oh, we what?
Richard, hey,
What'd you say?
just donate $50. Thank you so much.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
Speedy! Thank you so much, my man. You are amazing, bro. You are amazing, bro. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you to check PayPal. My bad.
What's that?
Let's see. And we got something from Greg Pittman. Greg Pittman, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate it. Oh my God. Look who has entered the stream. And I wonder, how did our buddy Ken Dono pop in here?
Oh, exciting stuff.
Oh my God.
Ken Dono?
Ken Dono's
No
in the
shit.
house.
Look at this
Oh, boy.
good-looking guy.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Ken?
I
Hang
sent
on.
you a message on Instagram today.
What's up? What's going on?
Kenny,
Get it,
what are you
Mr.
doing,
Dono?
boss?
What's going on, man?
I sent you a message on Instagram today. Did you get it?
Oh yeah, what was the message?
Oh, I think it was something about your buddy Mike got a boat. We should all go hit up Beer Can Island.
Dan, if you get on that boat with us,
Oh no,
Two
I'm
of us-
good. We're going
two
on
of
my
us-
own boat, man. We're
two
good.
of us will come back.
Yeah.
You
You
won't come
said
back.
that last time we went on a boat, didn't you? Something
Yeah.
about showing me
Yeah,
overboard. John Kells,
you know,
that's right.
I'll be completely real with you. I've been pretty cordial with you. I've been pretty nice every time I've seen you. I haven't tried to swing on you once yet.
No, I didn't know you wanted to. Is that a
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, a couple
Okay,
times.
come on.
But I mean, you know, eventually what's going to happen, dude, is it will happen. It will happen because the reality is you and I both live relatively close to one another.
Oh,
So it's
agreed.
not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So you keep fucking with my friends, you keep fucking with me, I'm going to fuck with you back. And I promise you, Dan, nobody fucks harder than I do. So remember that, you little bitch.
Ooh,
All right.
that was
All right, okay, guys.
Then left. Dobo left.
Did he
Oh,
just
wow.
pop out?
All right.
Yeah, he just popped out.
This is gonna be fun.
Well, he was waiting in the he was waiting in the green room, and he just popped in. I don't know how he got the stream. I wonder
So for
how he got
anybody
in
curious, for anybody curious, this is about accelerated heights, and Mike doesn't know how to take a break. That dude just continues to do things that keep me involved instead of just walking away. He doesn't know how to just walk away. And Dan loves to teach lessons. I am a great teacher when it comes to lessons. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, Mike continues down this road of thinking he can get at Dan. And what ends up happening is I get to him and then he gets really upset about it. If he would just walk away like the advice I keep giving him, he would be fine. But he just doesn't know how to take my advice. So
Well, Dan, here's the thing.
don't know
I
what
wanna
to
talk
tell you,
about.
man.
Dan, I want to talk about something right now. Okay.
Okay.
Listen, I have nothing. I have no beef with anybody in this drone community. I love everybody. Listen,
I don't expect you to.
hey, listen, I don't have beef with you. I like you because you're a straight up dude. You're cool, but I also love Ken Dono because Ken Dono is kind of like you, where he's straight up and he doesn't take shit from nobody. Okay.
Do you want to talk about why?
Huh?
Do you want to talk about why? I hope he comes back in for this too. Why he's
No,
straight up?
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I think he's straight up too. You know, I have no beef with Ken. Ken's cool. Everyone has their fights and their whatever between you.
I don't
and
have a
Ken.
fight with Ken. I don't have a
Well,
fight with Ken.
whatever you guys had before, it's your thing, you know. But you know, it's like now you guys are on my show and you guys are arguing.
Well, no,
and shit.
wait. Dan did make the agreement to be here. I didn't know Ken was going to come in, and I didn't know Ken was going to say what he said. You have to agree to that. That's an open box scenario.
I do agree to that, but I didn't know how Ken got in here. So, I mean, it was awesome to see Ken on my show, bro.
I was figuring you were the one that.
Huh?
I was figuring it was you that sent him the link. It's your show.
I mean, clearly a link.
No,
It
was
wasn't
sent,
you.
But
No,
it
I
is what
didn't-
it is.
I didn't send him the link. Nope.
Huh.
I didn't send him the link. But it was cool that he came in, man. Ken Dono. I love Ken Dono. But listen,
Star appearance.
I love everybody. And listen, it is what it is. You and Ken had your thing, and it is what it is. But let's not get into
I'm gonna
that. We're here.
squash it.
Yeah, just squash it. Who cares? We're
Yeah, I'll
talking
finish
about.
it.
We're here. We're here to talk we're here to talk about drones. Let's talk about drones. So where were we? We were talking about
beta flight.
Beta
Something
flight,
about
right?
beta flight.
Hey, Bill,
Right,
it was all Ken because he dipped before he gave me a chance to say what I was going to say. So that's why.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Well,
don't worry
gentlemen,
about
this has became a shit stream, unfortunately. That was not the intended version of this stream.
Doesn't have to be.
it. No.
Doesn't have to be. You guys were talking about beta flight.
It's okay.
Oh, well. Emu flight one.
Yeah, we were talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right, so let's get back into it. We got Phantom Flight 101. We got Herman in the house. Thank you for coming in, buddy. And we have Angela, Lost Girls Hikes. She's in the house. Thank you for coming in, Angela. So now let's talk about. I was going to ask Matt. Have you thought about ever getting into FPV at all?
I have a frame here, and I have a list for
You got the
parts
Doc
and accessories.
list.
Yeah, from Doc Murdoch, but I haven't buckled down on it yet. I don't know if I'm ready to. I mean, I'm happy where I am. I might make that shift over, but I'm not sure yet. I'm honestly not.
Okay.
I don't know if I can handle the tinkering and the building. I mean, if I bought something that was already built, ready to go, that's a different story. But until that point, I'm pretty much happy where I am.
Yeah.
So,
but what about you, Johnny? You should do it. You're
Well,
smart.
yeah.
Johnny, you're smart with tech stuff. You can build stuff. I know you can.
When we were in Florida, Matt, I think Doc gave Matt a frame, and then he sent me a list of what I should get, the little tiny hawk, and he sent me a place for batteries and all. But I just haven't. I was kind of behind the scenes studying for that test, so I kind of pushed everything aside for that. But yeah, I may still get in that tiny hawk and try that. It's not out the possibility, that's for sure.
I would like to.
Yeah.
I would really like to. I mean, it looks like something I could enjoy. I've never done it before. Doc let me hover one of his little 5-inch quads at the meetup, but I didn't have any goggles on. It was just a little hover just to see if I could handle the sticks. I mean, if you're good on the sticks, no matter which you're flying, you should be able to figure it out pretty quick.
It takes you a little bit of time to adjust to somebody else's
I know.
quad or a new quad.
Yeah, I know it's not a very easy when it comes to throttle management and whatnot, but I mean, when the time comes, if I really want to, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, you got great places to fly too. So you could easily. I mean, I would. My backyard is really not. It's got a lot of trees and stuff, so I'd have to go somewhere and practice.
Yeah, there's nice places down here. If you can find somewhere where there's no people, it's Fort Lauderdale, man. This whole place is crowded.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a busy time of year down there now.
Yep, that it is.
Yep. We got Mike from Unbox Warehouse.
Yeah.
Welcome, buddy. As
Mike
always, Mike always comes in. Look what Mike said. Can't get out of here, bro.
Still waiting on these questions, man.
Oh, come on, Mike. Mike's in the house. Mike's awesome. I like Mike. Okay. Now, for those of you that are in the chats, I hope you guys, the ones that won the prize giveaways last week, I did send you guys an email. Make sure you guys check your emails. I contacted Start RC, and they will be sending you guys your prizes. So, the other two that I was gonna get, that I said I was gonna pay for, and then the sunshades are gonna be arriving by us. So, all right.
Hey, did you see that? Speedy's PayPal had a question in it.
No, let me see.
Dan, Bill Renee is asking you a question too. I don't know if he's
yeah.
So Speedy, all he said was absolutely love DJI drones. Thoughts on picking up the DJI FPV?
Am I the only one here that's flown it?
Let me see.
What's that? Which one?
Thoughts
The
on
DJI
picking
FPV
up?
drone.
He says thoughts on picking up the DJI FPV. Speedy, are you asking me if I'm thinking about buying the FPV, the DJI FPV, or?
He's probably asking for your opinion on if he should buy it.
Oh,
He's a camera drone guy. He's got the Air too. So
Speedy, if you're looking for more that speed in cinematic drones, like kind of like the FPV type speed, where you can get all that cool aerial footage with that speed, you totally get it. You cannot do what you can't do it with a regular GPS drone. You know, all those sharp turns and stuff. If you're looking to do something like that, I totally recommend the DJI FPV. I did have
Sam Burns is in, so
hey, welcome in, Sam.
Gene Fox.
I'm getting a ton of
Green
questions.
Mountain droning.
The fuck was that?
All right. You guys mind if I answer a few of these?
Yes, go ahead.
Getting a ton of questions here. Bill, okay, Dan, best starter kit. I'm sold. Let's do this. What do you have to work with so I know what a good starter kit is for you?
I don't think
you can answer that, then I can help you along. Dan, drone worship is easier pinching or thumbing when flying FPV. I think a lot of that depends on your background history as a gamer, as an RC enthusiast. I think that really comes down to you yourself. I know a friend who thumbs that is easily on par with any pinching pilot. So I think it just comes down to feel, honestly, for the pilot. I don't know what's easier for you. If you're a gamer, then it's going to come more natural to want to use your thumbs. If you're someone who's been flying helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft for a long period of time, you're probably going to be a pincher. You know, just whatever comes more natural to your hands. What else we got here? Dan, have a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee, man. Not like I used to.
FPV, where is the owner of all your quads? What did Leonard Oglesby said that? He's talking to Sam.
He's talking about Rose.
So John Walker said Beta FPV or Emax to start out. I started with both.
Yep. This little guy right here.
That's cute. That's a full sender.
That's how I started using it.
What was that? What was that, Serge?
This is the FPV beta.
Oh, okay.
It's the whoop racing. Okay.
Yeah, look what I did to mine, guys. I mod mine a little bit. I turned it into this sucker like a bee.
Oh yeah.
You see what I did? You see what I did to it? Just because it was so dark, I put yellow fluorescent strips on there so I can see it a little bit better if I ever lose it or something, you know. So,
Michael, I wish I could answer that question, my friend. I'm not quite sure if I have the answer to that, dude. Sorry. I'd love to be able to answer that, but I don't think I can give you an honest answer and be accurate with the information. It's probably a little easier maybe to just do a Google search on that one. How's the new scooter riding? You changed the clutch. Well, we're actually, I ordered a bigger carburetor for it, so we're waiting for a larger carburetor. She doesn't want to get run over by traffic, and I completely understand that. So we're gonna make it a little faster for her than just 35 miles an hour.
You paid $200 for that little scooter?
Yeah, for a 2020. It's a pretty good deal.
Was it running?
No, it sat for a year, burned up clutch, caused him to park it, and he didn't know what was wrong with it. So honestly, it's $40 in parts to get it working.
Yeah, that's a hell of a deal.
I mean, if you had taken it to a shop, it would have been $125 an hour for a mechanic to look
Easily.
at it. So yeah,
easily.
Your investment would have been more than the scooter was worth by the end of it, just trying to fix two simple things. So, yep. I used to own a motorcycle and scooter repair shop. So for me, this is just second nature, I guess.
You gonna flip it or are you gonna keep it?
No, a girlfriend wanted it, so I'm gonna give it to her. So I'm bedazzling it right now, painting it purple, and putting unicorn stickers on it for her. Yeah.
Scooters are fun, man.
Hey, look, she's Puerto Rican and she's really hot. and you do stuff for Puerto Rican hot women that have a good job and love you. So, cheers.
That is for damn sure.
Oh, so Sam said to Michael that to check the EMU for the target on your flight controller. Okay. You guys, Ken Dono just messaged me.
Yeah, and me.
And he told me that I'm so for interrupting the stream, whatever. That he sent me some, donation just to say sorry.
That was nice of him.
Yeah, he says buy some dinner on me. I'm like, oh, thank you. I told him no worries. I told him no worries, bro. We love him. I have nothing against him. But
Well,
thank
good.
you.
We just set up
Ken.
a boxing match. There you go, Ken.
Round over.
Thank you, Ken.
It is what it is.
The question is, do we
Appreciate
stream
that,
it or
bro.
just record it and edit it later? I want to kind of add in cool stuff like power punches with electricity attached to them. That'd be fun. Goku, a little bit of one
Sam
of those. Some
Burns,
Super
how do I
Saiyan.
check the target? So Michael Blade's asking, how do I check the target on my flight controller? Would it be the web page where the wiring diagram is? Okay. I don't know that yet. EMU flight will run on the FC, and there's targets for Mike. Okay, I see what he's saying. All right. So, but you guys, man, a lot going on. So, Dan, what do you recommend for like a mid, like an entry level FPV to start with? Like if someone
Entry level.
After they start with the small, the beginner ones, what's the next one to start out with? Is like something that we got, the Sector would be good.
Sure.
Or
I mean, Nazgul is a really well put together quad that's ready to fly, and it's about $200. It's $197 put together, ready to rip, fader chip, bind, and fly setup.
The iFlight, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the iFlight Nazgul. They also have a second version of it, which is a 6S. It only costs $30 more, and both of them are fantastic for anybody willing, to make an upgrade. I would not suggest going from small to 6S immediately. That's going to be like going from a scooter to a crotch rocket with 1,000 cc's. It's going to be a very different experience. There's a learning curve that I think kind of has to happen in between there. So getting a 4S bird means you'll be able to run 3S and 4S on it. And then when you're ready to make the transition, spend the money on a good 5 or 6S quad.
Okay.
Phases, man.
Yeah, I mean, Lon was asking me he was curious why we didn't get into the why did we go with the analog goggles and not with the other, the DJI one, but
digital, yeah.
Yeah, the reason why, and I wrote it in the chat already, but Lon, the reason why is that, dude, the DJI goggles are just so expensive, man. Right now, I don't think we could afford that. And plus, for us starting out, it's okay. We'll start out with the Fat Sharks, go analog. We'll still get that good footage coming out from the GoPro session. It's okay, we're learning. And then once my eyes start adjusting to the other, then we'll get the beta, and then we'll get into the Fat Sharks, and then I'll jump to the DJI again and go HD, go digital. So yeah, dude, the DJI goggles are expensive. They're like what? They're like what? $800 right now. They're
I
what?
think they're
$800
cheaper than that.
Analog, and I mean, it doesn't matter to me because as long as you
Okay.
put it on the GoPro,
Lon, we did not.
it's
Lon, it wasn't. We didn't pay $450 for those Fat Sharks. I got them for cheaper.
No.
Let's look at this from a standpoint of crashing. Are you guys trying to be freestyle pilots? Or are you trying to be cinematic long range flyers? What are you guys trying to do?
What, dude? Both, anyways, man.
Now, how endless is the bank account?
I'm into more of the flips and stuff right now.
Okay, so you're freestyle. You're freestyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. How big is the bank account you have to work with? Would you say you could replace cameras on a Ready that were $60 plus, $40 plus all the time?
Kind of, yeah, in a way,
Okay.
but you know, if we're gonna be crashing a lot, it's gonna end up costing a lot more money. So
Hey, and
More you crash,
that's-
more money.
Exactly. So
way
that's the
more
question I'm
money.
asking. As an analog pilot, yes,
Yeah.
worse visuals, but at the cost of replacing $15 cameras and immediately getting back up in the field. That's exactly what analog offers you. Is when you smash out the camera, it literally takes 3 minutes to change the camera, and it costs $15, and you're back in the air again.
Okay.
Do that with
So-
DJI. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, it's gonna cost money, man. If there's something
Right.
something happens to that
And
shit.
even the propellers, are like about $2. The propellers to replace.
So, I mean, I look at things in a realistic way. You know what I mean? You're going to be crashing a lot. If you're trying to do freestyle flips, rolls, barrel, power loops, split S's, inverted yaw spins, trippy spins, all that kind of stuff, you're going to be crashing a lot, dude. Do you really want to put a DJI camera on there and break it every single third session you go out and replace it?
Brad Olson says, "Gotta run. I need a drink."
He's getting on a plane, he said, I think.
Oh, he says he's getting. He's got to run. I need a drink.
Michael Wright's in the house too. Welcome in, Michael.
Michael
Sunrise
Wright.
Chris is
Chris.
in. Sunrise Water Media. Welcome in, Chris.
Good old Chris. Good old Chris.
There's speed limit challenger. There's nothing wrong with DJI. I don't have an issue with DJI. I just don't see the point to spend that kind of money as a freestyle pilot. If I'm smashing and crashing all the time, I don't feel like replacing $50, $60 cameras every time I go out and fly. That's going to happen. The way we fly is we fly through trees at 70 miles an hour. You're going to hit a tree and you're going to bash out your camera. Is it worth $60 to me every time I do it? It's not. I'd rather replace a $15 camera than a $60 camera.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
it does
Yep.
make sense in a way. Yeah, it does.
If I'm doing long
But-
range flying
Right.
and the occasional flip, roll, barrel, something like that, then yeah, FPV is great. When it comes to DJI stuff, absolutely get a DJI system. You'd be able to go a couple miles and just rip up the mountainside and just have fun.
Yeah.
That's what that's for. I would not use it for
That's
freestyle.
right.
Dan,
Yeah.
do you
That's
think
why
DJI will come out with a smaller FPV, 5-inch, maybe 6-inch or something,
I don't look, man. Here's what we know. Here's a really interesting side of things. I'm going to bring this back up just because it needs to happen now. This drone happened because of DJI. So how do I explain this? Colin Gwynn was one of the original CEOs for DJI. Okay. And Colin Gwynn brought an idea to the rest of his buddies that were on the CEO board, or however you want to do it, board of directors, whatever the case was. And he suggested that DJI should create an open source platform and a small, unique package that everybody can use.
right.
They turned him down, so he pulled his money out and he said, I don't want any part of this. The future of drones is open source. And so he went to 3DR and introduced his idea to 3DR, and that's how we ended up with the 3DR Solo. This is essentially a product of DJI. This happened because of DJI, right? So if there's anything I know about DJI, how often does DJI go, hey, we want you to have open source ability and we're going to remove all the proprietary from it? That's rare, right? DJI just doesn't
like
do things
Apple,
like that.
it would be like Apple changing their platform. Yeah.
Exactly. So do I think they're going to commit to an actual open source DJI drone that you can tamper with and do all the other stuff with without all the holdbacks and restrictions? I don't think so. That's not DJI's way of doing things. It hasn't been since the beginning.
Right.
Dude, I'm not talking about the DJI PV drone. Just the goggles to each their own. I was wondering because those goggles retail for $450. DJI goggles are $550. Plus, you can see those branches.
We call
I
those
see.
ghost
The goggles
branches.
themselves are only
Yeah.
$550.
We call those ghost branches, and as FPV pilots, we love ghost branches. They test
Yeah,
your
you
skill set
can't-
and your reaction time.
Yeah, you can't see them clearly.
That's the idea, is that you can't. And how fast is your reaction going to be when you do? It makes you a better pilot by not being able to see them until the last minute. So we actually enjoy not being able to see those branches.
Right.
But
Wow. See, there's a lot to know, man. There's a lot to know. And,
Hey, whatever
and
gets your dopamine and your adrenaline levels up, that's what we enjoy.
that's true.
see, the one thing I like about this FPV is you don't have to worry about like the DJI Carefresh and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're paying all that money, but this is just you crash. Sometimes you might not break it, but sometimes you can break the propellers and stuff like that. And it's easy, it's cheap, it's fixed. Like Dan said, I mean, that's the best way to go for me.
I'm back up after a 10-minute fix almost every single time, even if there's soldering involved. It takes me literally 10 minutes to repair anything in the field and get back up in the air immediately. Dan, what's the weight of that drone? The 3DR Solo without a camera comes in without the gimbal on it at about 3 pounds. It's a massive bird. It's a huge, it's almost an X class, honestly. It's a very large bird. It's got a very good weight to it. But man, it flies like an animal. It is an animal. The top speed of that drone's capabilities on 4S is close to 75, 80 miles an hour. So it's a big bird, and it makes a lot of noise ripping through the air, and it lets you know that it's coming.
So John Walker says he says don't ever buy FPV with DJI. What does he mean by that? Don't buy the FPV with DJI.
Why not?
I have no idea what he's going on about there. Maybe try that again.
Don't ever buy FPV with DJI. What do you mean, John Walker?
I'm assuming he means don't buy the FPV drone. I don't know.
I mean, you guys understand what the DJI FPV system was for, not the DJI drone. The DJI FPV system was a year out from testing the DJI drone. The idea of that release was to give them the knowledge they needed to move forward with the actual DJI drone. By testing that long-range feature, it gave them the ability to see whether it was going to work or not for their upcoming drone. The fact that it did gave them everything that they needed to commit to it. So do I think DJI is actually going to stay in the game for very long? Probably not. They're going to focus more time and energy on creating a drone that you can just buy out of the box than they are continuing to try to feed the FPV world better HD, ability to see. They want you to buy their product, not continue a line of stuff. You know what I mean?
So Dan, are you thinking about? Did you see that new Hubson Xeno Mini Pro?
Has anybody seen it?
No, I mean not see. I mean not seen it. Have you thought about getting it at all?
No, not at all. You have to understand my past history with Hubson to ask that question. You got to remember, originally I was a Hubson guy. I was kind of a guru for Hubson. I was doing a ton of their tech support for the company when they first kicked off the 501S series. And at the time there was an issue coming around that was called TOD. Everybody got to know it as the tumble of death. It was when you were flying in ADI mode, the drone, when it reached a 45-degree angle, would cut the motors and it would fall out of the sky. Well, DJI or Hubson was telling the pilots that it was their fault and they need to buy another one. It was basically, yeah, there you go. He knows, he understands. At the time, they were letting me test all of their firmware packages because I was doing so much work in my own time for them. I was basically being their tech support on YouTube for them. And so they started letting me dabble with stuff. Shally Liu, I don't know if any of you guys know who Shally Liu is. She would have been one of the lead techs okay, so this was a while ago. This was like 6 years ago. Hubson at the time had released the 501S, and it was a really wonky, scattery bird. It had a lot of issues with firmware, and so I asked her if I could get a hold of it. When I did that, I made a major mistake. I signed on to their clauses that tell you legally you can't release this information for a period of time. Okay, we'll let you dabble with it, and anything that you create, we get to use, and we get to say that it's ours. And I agreed to those. I just wanted to see what the bird was doing and what it was about and see if I could make some alterations. That was a big mistake on my part because I found that one of the fail-safes that they had engaged was a 45-degree angle in ADI mode. Basically, the engine would cut thinking that it flipped upside down, and it wouldn't try to self-right itself. It would just turn off the motors and fall out of the sky. So the sleazeball company in the end was basically saying they knew this was a problem. They presented the problem. They created the problem, and then they told you it's your fault as a pilot because it happened. and they want you to buy another one. And that blew my mind. And when that happened, I turned radically in a new direction with the company, and I called them out on it, but I couldn't specifically say why I was calling them out because I was bound to legal obligations for having even tested the firmware in the first place. So my last real hoorah for the Hubson people was giving them the Super Flyer package, which solved all that. And it was probably the most downloaded package that ever happened on Hubson, honestly, if I'm being serious with you. It gave these guys the ability to fly miles away on just 5.8 signal. And that's something that's just kind of unheard of at the time 5 or 6 years ago. So I spent a lot of time structuring a good command system for it and then building it and then releasing it to them as Super Flyer. And after that, everybody turned against me because I called the company out and they couldn't understand why, and I couldn't tell them. So that was a really interesting time for me.
Wow. What a story.
Been through a lot. I've been through a lot.
Yeah, Hubson, I don't know, man.
So I have no respect for the company. Everything I've ever done on my channel has been to help other people. Everything. Doesn't matter. I'm always willing to give you the shirt off my back to help anyone. Right?
You know, I really do hope, though, that this new drone from Hubson is going to be, it is going to be what they say it's going to be. And I mean, I want them to succeed, you know, I really do, you know, but I just don't know if it's all possible, man, what they're saying, man.
A small company beating out a large company, I just don't see it happening.
My main concern, Dan, is how can they keep all those specs that they're saying that they're proving that it has, and keep that thing under 250.
Right. That was my main argument in the hospital. 15 minutes after they released the first video, I was in the hospital, and I made my video. I laughed. I giggled myself into the video. That's how bad it was. Like, I literally was laughing. I couldn't stop until I finally started the live stream when I was in the hospital.
I saw that one. I saw the one where you put with Hitler and stuff.
No. It was actually prior to that. I made another video. I was awake in my hospital bed and I got the notification. Hubson Xeno Mini. I was like, oh god.
You're talking about the one that you were talking about how it was. You didn't see it, you know, when you were in the hospital.
It's just not happening.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's not going to happen. You don't have the capability. You don't have the engineers. Everything that I've ever known about this company has been flawed. Every single release they've ever had has been a flawed release. Even if it does come out, the problem is going to be problematic with firmware. It takes them years to resolve simple little things because the IR, their department that takes care of firmware is a bunch of nobodies who know nothing. They just hired simple people to try to figure this stuff out. And really it ends up becoming just a jumbled, garbled mess of firmware. And they just keep doing release. Oh, what happened? A bunch of people's stuff flew away. Oh, we better redo that. You know, every single time that's how it goes with this. So even if they do release it and it does do, the specs are there, the problem is going to be the firmware. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, you know, that drone, I don't know, man. Just like at least the Fimi, they kind of said what it was going to be, and it is, but we still see that tilt, you know, in that drone. But
you know, Mike, I just flew it today, and you did have a little bit on a sometime when you would yaw, you know, real quick, and that's not uncommon in a DJI Mini. You know, now and then, of course, it seems to correct itself, you know. So the Fimi, the camera seems really nice. It flies, is very responsive, I will say. So, of course, you know, I've only flown it twice. You only get one battery, so it's kind of hard to do a whole lot of testing. But, you know, by the time you kind of set it up and get your controls and everything set like you really need to, your battery's about gone when you get in the air, you know. So,
yeah.
So let me ask you, because I was thinking about buying the Fimi. I wanted them to work out a lot of the issues with it first. You bought it now. And what's your first impressions, honestly? Do you feel it's worth it, or do you think you should still wait until they
Yeah, you know, Dan, I'll be honest with you, for $319, I mean, I've only flown it twice. And the first time, like I said, I kind of put it up between rain showers yesterday. But I tell you, it really flies pretty good. I'm kind of impressed about it. It's very quick on sport mode. I will say that it seems I have it right here. I mean, it seems almost like the Mini, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit
The
heavier.
original.
But I don't know. The camera's very, very nice. The build quality is okay. I mean, of course, you know, it's plastic.
So it feels like the original Mini as opposed to the Mini.
Basically, yeah, I would say.
All right.
But it seems, you know, and I got to get it out on it. Yesterday was very cloudy and dark, and the video was. I mean, I just shot a few seconds of video. Now this afternoon I got a little bit of sunset, but it still wasn't a great day. You know, I got to bring it somewhere beside my backyard and kind of put it out. But yeah, it seems very good. It's just hard if one battery is you know, can't get your hands on the batteries, and that's probably going to be a problem for a little while.
What kind of flight times are you getting? Because I would expect it would get at least 25 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I was like I say, I landed it and brought it down, just playing with all the features. So I really haven't, you know, have a full test on it. So I just got to play with it some more. But it seems nice. I mean, I say, you know, $319, and you don't, not that you want to just piss away $319, you know, because you definitely could get the Mini 2 at a fair price now, and even the original Mini. But you know, it seems okay. I think it's going to be a fun little bird to fly. And I've seen some Alderan, you know, they've actually had a couple firmware updates. So I think they'll be working out some deals on it, you know. And of course, with the orange one, it's going to be Mike. I know you're kind of waiting for the orange one. If you know, everybody seems to like it.
Well, here's the thing. Matt's supposed to get it first from our source. He's getting it sent to him because he's meeting up with him. He's going to send it to him. And then from Matt's going to send it, I guess, to me.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to send it to you. He'll be down here in the next couple of weeks, from what I was told. He'll be visiting Florida, and then he's going to come down here to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
He's going to leave one with me for like a week, and then I'm going to send it to Mike, but I'm waiting on that orange one. If I can buy it, I want to buy it.
Yeah. I would definitely
want the orange one.
It flies better than the Fimi SE 2020. So I mean, that's, you know, to be in a smaller package, and I think it's going to be okay with some firmware updates and stuff. But
John, I heard it's faster than the X8 2020.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even put it in sport mode. I was just, like I said, I was playing with all the camera settings and stuff like that. So you know, just kind of flipping through everything, looking at the intelligent flight modes. So, yeah. And like I say, when you only have one battery, you know, by the time you kind of get it set up and you do all your calibrations and all that, you know, you kind of like by the time you get in there, your flight time.
Who's doing that? Who's messing with the stream? Who's doing that, bro?
Not
who
me.
The heck is, dude?
Yeah,
I'm on a cell phone.
Lon, I don't know about being blown away, you know, but yeah, I'm not gonna.
Hold up. Go ahead, Johnny. Talk.
No, I'm just saying. I was reading Lon's comment. You know, he said it's not your reaction, but I mean, hey, I got an Air 2S. I mean, that's a drone to be excited about. I know that this little 319 drone is not going to do what that drone is going to do, and it's just a little something else to fly. And I think it's a drone that maybe you could teach a kid, you know, how to fly and not have a lot of money. And if you know, if you did crash it for some reason. So yeah, but I think it's gonna be a fun drone to fly.
Hey guys,
it probably is.
You guys, I think our stream got hacked.
Factory. We have Drone X Factory. You need a Xeno in his life.
Wait,
Drone X Factory said I need a Xeno in my life.
Oh, Xavier's in here. Let me see.
Who is that?
In here?
Drone X Factor.
Welcome, Drone X Factor.
What's up, buddy? Welcome to the show, my friend. Oh, dude, you gotta love that guy.
Oh, Xavier, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we like to keep this at an hour, so it's a little bit over an hour. So we're gonna have to end it here, guys. And Xavier, next time, don't be late, buddy. Be on time for the show. But guys, it was a great show. It was great to have Dan here from Drone Worship. It was great that he answered some questions. It was great that we had the wrestling match between them two. I'm just kidding. It was a good show.
We had a good crew in tonight.
Yes, Dan, we appreciate you coming in. Really, we thank you. It was an honor having you here. I mean, it was awesome.
Thanks, man.
And John and Matt, good as always to have you guys in here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And Sergio, you're my brother. I love you, and that's about it. And thank you to everybody in the chats for coming in. And
Hold on. I got one more question for Dan. Okay.
There we go. One more for you, Dan.
As this thing is already tuned up, it's already tuned up. It's ready to fly, right? I don't have to do nothing in beta flight and change the rates.
It should
Like
come with
rate.
basic.
Can I do that?
Yeah, it should come with basic rates, which is around 630 to 670.
I told you, Serge. You're fine.
Okay.
However, you do still have to set it up with you still got to set it up with your transmitter, and you still got to set up your switches.
Right. So just set up your transmitter and your switches. I told you. That's it in beta flight. So,
Okay,
but sounds good. Yeah. So Dan, thank you so much, buddy. You rock. Thank you, and everyone in the chats again. Thank you for coming in. As always, we love you, and
thanks.
and you know, seriously, guys, we apologize for for everything, but it is what it is, and hey, it happens, and just let it go by. Just let it pass you by, Dan.
Right.
Who cares?
And I got one more thing to tell you guys. Thank you so much. And don't forget, like always, fun fly, baby. Fun
fly.
Oh, the battery.
Have fun.
I was waiting for him to say
happy
something.
flying. Fly safe.
Hey, look, Johnny, look at it says Fun Fly. For a second, it looked like it was the name of your show. Fun.
Yeah, he's
Fly.
got it backwards. That's okay. It's a fly for fun, but that's okay.
All right, guys. Listen. Follow the rules. Fly safe. And what is the last word we always say? Come on. Follow the rules. Fly safe.
And fly smart.
And come on, guys. Happy flying, man. What the hell?
Happy fly. There you go. Yeah, yeah. I was waiting for you to say it.
Yeah, I thought you'd be able to say it, Mike.
All right, guys. Good night, everybody. Peace out. Bye.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.